Grab your lucky dice and roll with me and my friends as we play D&D on our channel Runaway Dice, or we call it RAD for short. We're playing Strixhaven, which is a curriculum of chaos with some little tweaks and twists, so it's not going to be exactly like the book if anyone's read it or thinking of playing it. I'm Martin. I will be your GM for now and forever, as no one ever lets me be a player. Or maybe no GM has managed to tame my wild flame. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to introduce my little dice goblin chums. So we have Izzy.
Hello, I'm Izzy.
The white
I
elf.
have been playing D&D for like 3 years now. Um, and I just really love being able to build a character, get into their head, and see how they develop over time alongside the rest of my friends.
Very good. Very good. We also have my friend Ekin. Ekin, how about you? Why do you like playing Dungeons and Dragons?
So I love D&D because it allows us to write our own stories without limits. Like I can use my imagination with full capacity, going through the adventures, and it's a great way to socialize and meet new people. Yeah.
It is true. It's a social game as well. And finally, for this part of the game, we have my friend Ian as well.
Hi there, my name's Ian. I use he, him pronouns, and I have been playing D&D on and off since about 2017, so we're looking at a good 6 years now, both Pathfinder and D&D 5e. I've got an improv and performance background, so I love playing D&D because it allows me to really flex my improv muscles, play about with character, play about with voice, and sharing stories, creating a story together. I think there's something really magical in the power of stories.
Very good. So we do have a few other people who play with us, but they'll be joining us shortly. So let me introduce you all to the world of Kemki, a world filled with magic and enchantment, where races of all kinds mix with mostly harmoniously on this flat planet. And today is an auspicious day as we have five possible adventurers who are going to start their first day at the mighty Hexford University on the most eastern part of this planet. Hexford University was set up in time memorial to help foster the growth and proper use of all magic, with its motto, "Magic shared is magic made whole." Five great beings created the five colleges that make up this great university. The beautiful and creative archfey and goddess of romance, Daphnia, created the artistic school of Lovebury. The wise and studious genie King Morpheus founded the knowledge-seeking college of Relichole, while the ancient dragon Albrecht, with his love of science and mathematics in the world, formed the empirical school of fragmentary. The silver-tongued half-demon queen Discordia, goddess of communication and miscommunication, created the talented college of Goldspun. And finally, the mysterious forest elemental Yared, with his powers of creation and destruction, created the Natural Sciences College of Ripe Rot. So, our would-be adventurers have arrived late last night, all in a deep sleep, dreaming of why they chose to come all this way to Hexford University. So, Ian, we find your character sleeping in their little dorm room. What can we see? Tell us a little bit about Floof before we delve into him a little bit more.
Yeah, so you see a quite finely appointed dorm room. I mean, I know that pretty much one dorm room is like another, but we all know that a little bit of money can go a long way. And this dorm room seems like it might be ever so slightly bigger than a lot of the others. There's there's lots of well-made but not flashy trunks and clothes and bits of luggage that, as I say, they are clearly very good, but there's nothing flashy, there's nothing show-offy, there's nothing gaudy. And on the bed is what appears to be a pile of fur, a big ball of fur. But if one were to get closer, they would see that that ball is breathing. And as one gets even closer, they will see that ball of fur should probably be called a tabaxi, but refers to itself as kitty folk. And this is Floof Toebeans, who is a pure white kitty folk monk. He's curled up in a ball, little pink nose twitching, tail going backwards and forwards every now and again. And unlike most tabaxi, which are big creatures who look like big cats, jungle cats, Floof resembles an overgrown white house cat with long fur and a bright pink nose.
Lovely. And what class is Floof?
Floof is a monk.
Very good. So we find Floof possibly peacefully sleeping at the moment, and in his head we can see that he's in some kind of capital city, and he's the capital city of Amberwitch on the northern continent of Athari, which is on the planet Kenki, where this adventure is situated. And deep in the poorer area, which is ruled mostly by gangs in this city, lies a beacon of hope and improvement. This is Sharptooth territory. Deep underground, through a series of basements and tunnels, a young man is in his room, washing his hands. The room is lit with arcane crystals, providing a warm glow. And unlike some of the lights in this city, they aren't made from the bones of dead shadow elves, but possibly dad shadow elves, because dads are elves too. And there is a knock on the door.
So, as you mentioned, Floof is washing. So he quickly finish washing, wash, pushes the bowl under his bed. Come in.
So this quite large, puma-like tabaxi comes in, and he goes straight to Floof and kind of ruffles the top of his head, and he's like, "What's going on, little guy? What are you doing?"
Cow! Oh, I hate it when you do that. I'm just washing my hands. Busy day, lots to do. Gotta keep clean.
It's like, well, you do like cleaning part of your body quite a lot. Seeing you on that bed, it's one area seems very clean. And he kind of laughs at you.
All of me very clean. What do you mean?
So yeah, he says, anyway, I've got some news for you. You've been waiting for something, haven't you? And he gets a small letter out from his leather jerkin and kind of holds it playfully above Floof, because Cal is quite a bit taller than Floof, and he kind of taunts you with this letter.
So, Floof, being a monk, is very, very agile. Mm-hmm. So he goes full-on parkour, jumps up against the wall, bounces off, doing a flip in the air, pulling the envelope out of Cal's hand as he lands. Sticks his tongue out, going,
I mean, I'm going to say it's too early on in the game for dice rolls, but yeah, it happens. It's your dream. You're in full control. I'm going to say he kind of when you play a game with the kids, you don't know if you actually won, or maybe he let you win. You will never know unless you pay me. But anyway, he says, "Oh, okay." So he kind of lets you have it. And he says, "Yeah, well, and you can tell this has been already opened. The little wax seal has been ripped a little bit."
Floof is very much used to this. he's never received mail that hasn't been pre-opened. In fact, none of his family have ever, to his memory, received mail that hasn't been opened and checked for safety first. So this is the norm for him. This is what he's used to. And he probably holds the envelope in his hand, and he looks up at Cal, and Floof has heterochromia, so his two eyes are different colours. One is a bright, shining sapphire blue, and the other is a shiny emerald green. And he is very, very good at doing his best Shrek Puss in Boots impression with big eyes staring up, and he goes, Cal, is it Hexford?
He kind of looks and he's like, and he starts to put his hand on your shoulder, and you can start to feel bad, and he's like, and he brings his cat-like mouth straight up to you, to your ear, and he's like, yes, it is.
Woo! And Floof then does about 4 backflips, one after the other, in the same spot, really, really excited.
So Cal starts laughing at you as you seem very, very excited.
So Floof will open up the letter and see what it says.
So yeah, obviously you've been invited to attend the prestigious Hexford College. Obviously you don't know which. The university. The colleges are made up of the university, but you already have your eye on one of the colleges that you would wish to join. The more mathematical, magic-based one, called Fragmentary. But yeah, you read some of the information, and you'll be starting reasonably soon. And Cal informs you that, he says this maybe with a bit of sarcasm, but he obviously says that Mother's got you as well, so you'll have quite a comfortable stay at this university. As most people know, this is a very expensive university unless you have a patron or a lot of money. It's difficult, as well as being very difficult to get in. You've obviously had to pass an entrance exam and be checked for magical ability. So yeah, Cal reads you out the final bits of information. But then, Cal starts to go away, but then he kind of looks at you as you seem to be doing something as he's about to leave.
Yeah, Floof is just fiddling around with something around his neck, and he turns to Cal and says, Thank you, Cal. Thank you for always looking out for me. But if I can just have a little bit of privacy now, I need to brush my teeth before bed.
No, he kind of looks at you and comes down to your height, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got little guy, you got a little bit of ketchup on your teeth," and he kind of walks out with his tail swinging behind him.
Floof pushes the door closed, slides the little lock over, goes up back, pulls the bowl that he had pushed under his bed out, and the water is deep red with lots of blood that he has washed off of his hands. He then reaches around his neck, pulls out a little pouch, and empties out the contents on the floor in front of him, which is a selection of full-size adult teeth from various species that he now sets to work cleaning, humming away to himself. And I'm going to go to Hexford. I'm going to go to Hexford. Cleans each one and places it back in the pouch.
Cal's going to go listen to some murder podcasts. Very good. So yeah, we're not going to tell you anything else. It is his little weird dream flashback. He's kind of remembering about how he got to the university. So very good. Floof. Izzy, we find your character, same thing, seems to be dreaming in her dorm room. Do you want to tell us a little bit about them?
Yes. So you see a blue-skinned girl with horns and wings folded around her. Her hair is this ombre from dark to flame color. And she's very pretty. But you can't quite tell if she's breathing. You're not sure. If you were to get close, you may not even hear a heartbeat. But she is alive, as alive as she will be, and this is Larissa, a tiefling shadow sorceress. And yes, so
Very good.
wings, horns, flame hair. You can't see her eyes because they are closed, but you will find them to be a very similar color to her hair. Bright, fiery orange.
Oh, very good. So, can we take a peek into Larissa's mind? And we are moving to the southern, more harder part of the world in a small inn called the Freckled Fiend. Larissa is talking to her tiefling friend, Kasura. Is it that right?
Kasira?
Kasira. Over a simple dinner and masses of the local blood red wine. So, Larissa, what are you saying to Kasura?
Kosira, friend, I've gotten into Hexford. I will be going in just a few months. I will be leaving and going to school.
Your friend looks a little bit sad. She's like, but I thought we were going to set up a donut shop. And then she starts laughing immediately afterwards. She's
That
like...
would be nice, dream. But I have things I need to learn. You know about the powers. I do not understand them. I need to understand what I am, where these powers came from, and why they were given to me. And quite frankly, I need to leave my father alone.
She kind of rolls her eyes and she's like, you always say you're going to leave your father alone, and he always tracks you down, or you run back to him, or you ask him
He
for money.
pays the bills, but he knows where I am. He sees this as good learning opportunity, but he cares little. He and I will never agree. We do not see eye to eye, but at least in this case, he thinks I will get stronger with my magic, and therefore I will be better. So he agrees, he pays bills, but that is all that matters to him. But I need to do this for me. I need to better understand who I am, what I am. And then perhaps I can come back and prove my father that I was right.
As you've been talking, you've seen that your friend has gulped 3 glasses of wine as you've been saying this, and she kind of burps, and she just says, don't ever let any man take your power. You're a goddess. And she says, like, how did you get in anyway? She said, I thought you were struggling like with an exam or something, or you got rejected. And as she says rejected, everyone listens in, and then she starts whispering after she's like, I thought you couldn't get in. Like, what was the reason? So I can't remember why you couldn't get in.
Oh, well, you know how people view tieflings. We are not most popular of people.
Yeah.
But the staff are aware of the situation. But I will be keeping some facts to myself. And I look around the pub and glare pointedly with my flame red eyes at any nosy looky-loos who may be attempting to listen into this conversation.
At this point, your drunken friend just says, take an illusion or it'll last longer, and sits back down. She seems to be getting drunker, but, you know, she's still...
Perhaps you should lay off wine. It seems to be going straight to head. Did you eat dinner first?
She's like, no. Since I come on the new tiefling diet, so, you know.
Oh, but uh, well, I suppose you will not remember anyway. But yes, I will. My my parents have. Well, my father has allowed me to go. He is funding, although I will work at school. I do not want to be too reliant.
She's like, have you ever worked before?
How hard can be?
She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I've never worked too. It's probably fine, right? It's like everyone else does it, so it must be pretty easy. And they usually look happy.
I think we'll be fine. There are magic labs. It will be good practice.
Yeah. Yeah. She seems happy
We
with
can
you.
work there.
And at this point, she says it's getting a bit later in the evening, and she's like, and are they aware of your situation? And again, she says this very loudly, and then quietens to the unimportant bit of the conversation.
Yes, the staff are aware of my situation. None of students will be. Um, for all everyone knows, I am Larissa, daughter of wine merchants. And that is all they need know.
At this point, you guys start to get a little bit drunker, as Kosira orders you guys some Jaeger Demon shots, which are basically Jaeger bombs. Again, if Jaeger want to sponsor us, that's fine. And they obviously are set on fire and look like little demon fires as you guys drink them. But yes, anything else you want to say to Kosira before she probably passes out? She's drunk quite a lot at this point.
Oh, Kosira. I will be back before you know. I will visit. I will write. And I promise you I will be back. When I am done with university, I will come back. And I will make things right.
And at this point, she
And I
slumps down.
I sort of gently lift/drag her out of the bar because I am not strong, but she needs to get to a bed now. Like sling her arm over my shoulder and try and carry her out as best I can.
Very good. So you support your poor friend. Yes, again, you go back to your kind of peaceful slumber, but very good. So we will move on to our next sleeping person, Ekin. So again, we find you slumbering in your dorm room. Do you want to tell us a little bit about them? What's their class, their race, and anything you want us to know before we see what you're dreaming about?
Sure. Well, I will be playing as Guldar. He's a full orc, level 1 Hexblade warlock, and is about 5 feet tall, has black hair, a lovely tone of green skin, and he's wearing a blue robe and red scarf, and I'm not sure if it applies, but I want him to be carrying a warhammer, but it's not allowed in the starting equipment. So maybe a mace. I don't know.
This is a dream or a memory, so you can have pretty much anything you want.
Yeah, let's say warhammer. He is
that's fine.
Carrying a warhammer. He's pretty good looking, just like me. And yeah, that's him.
Very good. So we delve into your orcish mind, and we move to the southernmost point of Athari, to the high elf city of Valindel, which stands gleaming against the Coll Ocean. In a wealthy section of the city, we find a father and son that are in a lavish arcane study. So, what was Goldar going to say? Anything? He seems to be speaking to his father at this point.
Hello, father. You sent for me?
He's like, yeah, please come sit with me. We need to talk about something. And he kind of points at a teapot, which seems to levitate over, and begins pouring some chamomile tea into a empty cup for Goldar, and he floats over for you to drink. And he says, "You're an adult now, and we need to make certain plans for your life. You know, you're a big orc now, and you need to behave as such."
Oh, sure, father, I'm all ears. No pun intended.
At this point, your father, flexes his little ears, and raises his cup and eyebrow and takes a small sip of the chamomile tea. He says, "You seem to be handling things pretty well, but he's aware that you have more complications in this city. And he says you've been an excellent pupil as well as a son. But yes, he thinks that this is more the beginning of a new journey for you. And unfortunately for you, and he looks down at you, but he said you don't have as much time as us high elves do. You live lots shorter seasons. So he's like, yes, I think we need to work on your goals a bit."
I will do as you ask, father. You never misguided me.
Yeah, again, he says you always have proven yourself to be a brilliant learner. But he's aware that the city has its restrictions on magical use. So, yeah, he's worried that you're not going to get your full arcane studying done here.
What? Because I'm fucking orc?
He's like, no.
Sorry, father.
He's like, you know that your reaction is understandable, but some of the elders of the city, even though I tried my best to get you into the High Magic Institute of Elendil, maybe put a block on it. He tried to campaign against this, but he feels that maybe there is somewhere better, and he says this with sincerity, and he gets a small brochure out for you, which has the word Hexford on it. And he says, "Have you ever heard of this Hexford University?"
Oh, looks impressive. But
He's like, "But what?" He's like, he said, "Of course, I will pay for everything. You will get the best magical education you can on the entire planet." He's like, he says you have some reservations about going to this paid school.
well, that's fascinating, father. But there is something that confuses me. Like, there is this female elf who is really into me, and I'm kind of grown attached to her, and I fear if I go away, you know, I don't want to lose her.
He kind of rolls his eyes but puts his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "If she really loves you, I'm sure she would support you in this decision. And 4 years is but a blink in the lifespan of an elf. It's like, if she doesn't wait for you, then..." And he also says from what I have heard, there are some quite unique beauties in Hexford University that you may find attractive. He says, "I remember my school days of all those," and then he stops himself from going any further.
I do want to go, but, you know, it's still a difficult decision for me. Have you ever been there yourself?
I says, "That was a very long time ago." But he says, "Come with me. Tell me more about this female elf of yours. Who has borrowed my son's heart?" as you
And
guys
we walk away.
and you walk towards the garden where the dream-like state begins to stop. So at this point, you all hear a deafening ringing in your ears, and for an instant, you all see a pair of slimy, greenish, yellow glowing eyes looking straight into your eyes and soul as you all wake, sweating, seeing the sun streak through your dorm windows. Today is your first day at Hexford University. So, well, thank you everyone for watching us today. Join us next time as our teen adventurers struggle with magic, friendship, domestic chores, arcane evils, and dating. I put them in the opposite order of scariness, because that's how I would see it, as probably maybe you do. So keep rolling and join Rad next time. So, bye for now, everyone, and keep rolling.